2 Samuel 19 to 20, David continued to mourn Absalom's death, and Joab challenged him, saying that because of his depression, the people were depressed, when they should be celebrating that God had restored the kingdom. Some think David was concerned about Absalom's salvation. Some think David was mourning the fact that he really hadn't been much of a father to Absalom. David responded to this and went out to the people. Shimei, the one who had cursed David before, showed up apologizing, and Abishai suggested he be killed. David would not be bothered by this irritation and allowed him to live. We too should not be thrown off course and bothered by the irritations we will encounter. Mephibosheth apparently had been fasting and praying the whole time and proved his loyalty to David. Chimham had helped David in his distress, and David honored him. Another revolt rose up as the 10 tribes supported a man named Sheba. David named Amasa as his new military commander, but Joab killed him and took over. Joab pursued Sheba, and a wise woman gave Sheba's head to Joab so as to preserve the city she lived in. Joab seems to be the kind of man who takes care of business, even when circumstances are tough. David has suffered the consequences of his sin, and some of that harvest is still coming in. But God loved David, and David loved God. Underneath the faith that failed was a faith that never failed. Luke 18, 1 through 23, Jesus encourages us to pray and not lose heart as he tells of the persistent widow who continued to seek the godless judge for justice and got it. How much more will our perfect Father give us what we need? But do we come to him, trusting him and believing that he indeed is our perfect Father, who always gives his kids what they need and never gives his kids what they don't need? Next, Jesus told the parable of the 2 men praying, the Pharisee tooting his own horn about how righteous he was, and the tax collector asking God to be merciful to him, a sinner. We can come boldly before the throne of grace to receive mercy and find help because of God's great mercy and compassion, and the fact that Jesus Christ has made the way, not because we have earned this place and deserve it. That's the only way to come. Jesus said, everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but he who humbles himself will be exalted. Next, we see Jesus welcoming little children, even babies, and we get a wonderful picture here of kids on Jesus' lap as he loves them and welcomes them. Jesus said that we all must come to him as little children to enter the kingdom. Little children are trusting and dependent, and that's what we must be. A ruler called Jesus good teacher and asked how to inherit eternal life. Jesus said, why do you call me good? No one is good except God alone. Jesus was saying, you're right. I am good because I am God. But do you know that? Jesus then quoted several laws, and the ruler said he'd kept all those from his youth. To prove that wasn't really true, Jesus challenged him with selling all he had and giving it to the poor, and then following him. The ruler was sad over this because he was rich. Jesus was saying to is make me number one in your life. You need me, God, to save you.